There is no greater suffering than what happens inside the contours of the mind. I have spent years wallowing in my guilt and regret, wishing I could go back to all the points in my path where I took the wrong turn. I did not realize that I had made all of this suffering about me. Today, the old woman has shattered my shell of self-pity. I am confronting my regrets through the eyes of the one who has suffered through me. I lived through the last minutes of my mother on her deathbed, staring at the open door, waiting for me to come. I experienced the helpless pain of Alice watching her husband devolve into a tormentor and alcoholic. I endure the agony of Alice's parents as they bury their only beloved daughter in the prime of her life. I cannot find words to describe the intensity of self-loathing and hate I feel for myself. Ramdas returns from his travels that night. He finds me in a dark corner of an alley near Manikarna Ghat, shivering in the November cold, where I met the old lady. Throughout the day and evening, one thing has become clear to me. I cannot continue to live on this way, a worthless excuse of creation worming through life, spewing suffering everywhere I go. Ramdas is a good man, but he is not the best listener. I try to communicate my suffering to him. He listens for a little while and offers me some hash to smoke. Perhaps my suffering is trivial compared to the things he has seen and experienced as an Agari. He tells me pain is temporary. If I can numb my pain now, I will be ready to move on in the morning. I reluctantly take a puff, then throw up all over myself. Ram, I ask quietly, the pain burns me alive. If I give up my life today, here by the holy river, would I get the hope of escaping this pain forever? He looks at me quizzically. He never shies away from conversations on death. You mean, if you kill yourself, commit suicide? I nod my head. He thinks for a while. You know, in the Garuda Purana, it is said that if one has committed a grave sin, such as murder or rape, and if that person feels guilt and remorse, he is allowed to commit suicide as a way of self-punishment. Such a form of self-punishment will free them from the karma of their lifetime. He looks at me. I know you have committed a grave sin and you feel great remorse. In fact, you are living through hell while still on earth. As an Agori, I find no harm in you seeking liberation from this suffering. He takes a few more puffs from his chillum. However, Varanasi is not the place for you to give up the claim over your life. This is a place only for those who are leaving their bodily ties the natural way. Where else then? There is a place in the mountains near the Kedarnath temple, Bhairav Jump. People jump off the mountains to sever their ties to this life and to reincarnation. It is not easy to find the spot, but it exists. If it is your destiny to escape reincarnation there, you will find the way. I had heard of Kedarnath before, the place of salvation high up in the mountains. I urge Ramdas to tell me more. He shares what he knows. Kedarnath may already be closed for winter, he adds. The snow makes it impossible to go up and down the mountain. You can try to go there now, but it is likely the road to the temple may already be blocked. If you want to go, take the train to Haridwar tomorrow morning. There are some connecting buses that will take you to Gaurikund. He closes his eyes and says a little prayer for me. If I don't see you on this side of life, he says matter-of-factly, may Kala Bhairava guide your way. He takes a couple more puffs from his chillum, smiles at me, gets up, and walks away. His utter lack of emotion at my imminent suicide jars me even in the middle of my tattered mindset. I tell myself that is the way of the Agora. The next morning, I buy a ticket to Haridwar and begin my journey to Kedarnath. I tell myself this would be my final farewell. But it was not, because I met Krishna and followed him to his cave.